Governor Brown's revised budget proposal for the 2015-16 fiscal year would increase funding to California's K-12 public schools and community colleges by $6 billion more than his January proposal. San Diego Unified School District Superintendent Cindy Martin joins me with how the district plans to use the unexpected money if they get it. And Cindy, how much additional funding would the district actually expect to get from Sacramento, and how would those funds be spent?
Well, we're doing the analysis right now. This is all a proposal. This may revise, but when we're looking at about $90 million more than what we had expected, we already had decisions made around our priorities using our community-based decision-making process, and local control funding formula is the mechanism by which the governor is allocating the money to the school site. So we're to the local district. So we're using the local decision-making process to set our priorities. So we're really clear on what we're spending our money on. We're lowering class sizes, we're increasing counselors. We want to make sure we have adequate professional development time. We want a nursing model that's going to work for all of our students. So those are some of the key things that our stakeholders have been saying are really important, and we've made those commitments.
And that's the $90 million that would be coming to the district.
Well, yeah, and we need to put it in the context that we had a $70 million deficit, and this is nearly cutting our deficit in half.
Yeah, and I actually want to talk about that a little bit in just a moment. But first, one of the things I understand is enrichment opportunities for specifically for elementary school students. What would that include?
Well, we want to make sure that each elementary site they have site-based decisions. It's not a district-wide program or approach to that, but sites have more time for teachers to collaborate, and enrichment could be in the form of music, in art, PE, but each site makes their own decision on how they want to allocate enrichment.
And I understand raises might be on the way for about 14,000 district employees?
Yeah, that was part of the tentative agreements that we just ratified with our teachers union, and then all of the employees are going to be having a 5% wage increase. That's across the board, not just the teachers union. So that's part of the commitment that we've made to our employees.
So the teachers and staff would be getting a wage increase.
All certificated in class.
And let's go back to this deficit issue. So the district deficit right now, remind us again what it is and how the extra money will impact this.
Well, we had about a $70 million projected deficit going into the fall, and these are all numbers that are based on projections, projected enrollment. There's still a projected decline in enrollment, so we earn money based on our average daily attendance. If that's going down, you have projections, but we were projecting about a $70 million deficit, and now with the commitments that we have made for the 15-16 school year, we're taking class sizes down to 22-1 at high poverty schools. We're adding an additional staff member at high poverty schools on top of that. We're 24-1 at all the other schools. So class sizes are coming down, and those commitments were made. And we were out on a limb taking a big risk, and this May revise shows that we'll be able to keep those commitments and continue to move towards fiscal health and cut that deficit in half.
So the deficit is going to be impacted greatly by this, almost in half, as you said, but
there's still a $35 million deficit.
Yeah, so my question on that then is, how are you going to address that deficit still, $35 million, when you've got possibly declining enrollment and Prop 30 taxes are going to expire?
Well, this is the great news about San Diego Unified having a voice in Sacramento for advocacy. What you see here as this May revise being so promising is we've advocated to speed up the implementation of LCFF, get the money to the schools sooner. That advocacy has worked, and you can see this May revise has shown that we've increased funding to schools or speeded up the funding. We want to continue that advocacy next year. So we're saying $35 million deficit, but we're going to continue our advocacy. We advocated successfully to have the governor use a methodology of paying down the wall of debt. That was his commitment. We said pay it down by paying back unreimbursed mandates to districts. That happened to the tune of $65 million for our district. When we advocate for specific funding sources that work for students, we've been successful, and we want to continue that. So some of our goals for this $35 million deficit are related to the advocacy efforts we have up in Sacramento.
I see. Now, when will San Diego Unified actually finalize its budget?
In June. Yeah, we're going to have our first read of our budget on June 9th, and then we have a second budget read, and then we'll finalize by June 30th. We have to be finished, which is tricky because the governor's May revise is not finalized till after that. So we make our budget needs to be finalized by June 30th, voted by our board, and then sent to the county, and then we get the governor's final budget. So we're making a budget based on a potential, what the May revise is saying right now, and it's all speculation.
All right, Superintendent Cindy Martin, thank you so much.
Thank you.